Hello developers, welcome back to the channel. Today we are tackling a topic that confuses a lot of beginners in game development, spine animations. If you have made games before, you probably used something called sprite sheet or an animated sprite. That's where you have a giant image with every single frame of an animation drawn out like a digital flipbook. But what happens when you want a smooth slow motion animation or a character that can change weapons? That flipbook method breaks down. That is where spines come in. Before we code, let's understand the difference. The animated sprite. Imagine I want to wave my hand. In a traditional sprite sheet, I have to save a separate picture of every millisecond of that wave. Problem 1, it uses a lot of memory. Problem 2, it looks choppy if you slow it down. And the second one, spine animation. Spine is different. It's skeletal animation. Instead of saving pictures of the movement, we save the parts, the hand, the arm, the body, and we save the math that moves with them. It's like a digital puppet. We tell PixiJS rotate the arm 45 degrees over 1 second. PixiJS calculates the movement in real time. Benefit 1, tiny file sizes. Benefit 2, butter smooth animation at any frame rate. Benefit 3, you can mix animations like running while shooting. Today, we are going to implement a big boom explosion effect using spine in PixiJS 7. Let's code. First, let's set up our HTML. We need PixiJS. So I already did that here. But standard Pixie cannot read spine files. We need a special plugin called pixi-spine. So here is the special plugin CDN. So I need to include it. Important warning for beginners. Spine has versions 3.8, 4.0, 4.1. Your code library must match your file version. Our file is version 4.1, so we are using a compatible library here. Let's understand the files. If you look at our assets folder, we don't have just one image. Spine animation always comes in trio. JSON file, the brains. This text file describes the bones, the animation names, and the timing. So if I look here, I have something called animations object. So here we have all the animations which we can use in our game. So in this spine animation, we have only this animation which is start. Then we have the atlas file. This tells Pixie where each body part is located on the texture. And the third one, this PNG, the actual image containing the parts. You need all three in the same folder for this to work. Now, let's write a setup function. PixiJS 7 uses the asset system. We need to tell it to load our JSON file. Pixie is smart enough to read the JSON, find the atlas inside it, and then find the image inside that. So let's start. So let's take the spine path. Let's edit. Let's load it now. So now we have loaded the spine. Let's create explosion. So I'll have one function. Let's name it as create explosion. Here we'll pass the spine data. Let's create the spine object now. Here is the key difference. With the sprite sheet, we use new animated sprite, but for spine, we use new pixi.spine.spine, and here we'll pass the spine data. We pass it the spine data we just loaded. Think of this as giving the puppet master the blueprints. Now let's position it, and then let's add it to the screen. So now you might see the asset in its setup pose or nothing at all. So we can see it's in setup pose right now. We need to tell it which animation track to play. Spine object have a state. We use state.set animation where we'll pass track index name and loop. So let's play the animation. First of all, we'll check if the spine has the animation which we want to play. So if you remember, we have a animation called start. How we can see? We can go to the JSON file and we can see the spines animation object. So we have start animation here. Now let's play the animation. So let's add something so that when we click on the stage, we'll play the animation. So on pointer down, we'll set the animation. So let's understand this line. Spine objects have a state. We use state.setAnimation, which has three parameters. First one is track index, second one is loop, second one is the name of the animation, and third one is the loop. Track index. Think of this like audio track. Track 0 is the main body. Track 1 could be just for the face, we usually use 0. Then name. This is inside a JSON file. Our explosion name animation has start. Loop. Should it repeat? For an explosion, usually no. That's why we have written false here. So let's see how it's working. A high quality fluid explosion. Common beginner's mistakes. Missing files. If you get a 404 error, make sure your atlas and png are in the same folder as the JSON. Second, version mismatch. If you see a black screen or errors in the console, your pixi-spine version might not match the spine editor version used to export the data. Spine is powerful because we can now slow this down to 10% speed. So, how can we set the time scale? So now you can see like we have slowed down the animation and still it's looking buttery smooth. That's it for the tutorials. Happy coding. Thank you.